In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how much I paid for my 911, full transparency. So I bought the car from Porsche of Denver West and I paid $74,150. And since it's a dealership, we paid that $899 documentation fee, which sucks, but it's part of, buying from a dealership. And then the taxes. Oh, taxes suck so bad. They're about $6,500. And I'm very envious of the people in Scottsdale, Arizona and Montana and Wyoming because, they could do stuff with their taxes. But after all of that, it was about $80,000. Now, before I bought this car, I did a ton of research on Bring a Trailer, and I knew that a fully spec'd out 991.1 911S was between the 70s and 80s. Now, this car has a sticker price of $120,000, so it had every option you could think of. It has the fancy headlights. It's the ones that follow you whenever you're turning with the steering wheel. It has the platinum metallic paint, which was an additional option for about $700, but it has other cool stuff like heated seats, cooled seats, audio system. It also has the sunroof. Now let me tell you why I paid on the upper end of the market for this car. Well, first off, the Carfax. Whoever owned this car, and it's only been 2 owners, was an awesome, literally best type of person you want to buy the car from. They did all their oil changes every 2,000-3,000 miles, which is awesome. And they did all their major services ahead of time. So this had its 15,000 mile service, its 30,000 mile service, its 40,000 mile service, and it only has 30,000 miles. On top of that, the dealership, when this car got traded in, I'm assuming it got traded in or sold to the dealership, they put a new battery and they put in some new windshield wipers. The oil change was already done recently at that dealership and the tires are pretty much new. But one of the main reasons why I really wanted this car is because this is the last generation of 911s that had the 3.8 naturally aspirated engines, and they sound incredible. And there's just something so special about that engine and with this chassis that makes this car so amazing. Now, when I went to the dealership, I actually wasn't planning to buy this car. I was actually planning to buy a RX-8. I know that's kind of 2 different type of worlds there. And I was waiting for the guy to get free from his job to show me the RX-8. And we stopped at the Porsche dealership. And when I saw this car, it was absolutely incredible. In an amazing shape. Now it has a few dings and stuff like that, and I knew that ahead of time. Now, going back in time, what are a couple of things I would have done differently? Well, last night I was in the shower and that's where all my great ideas happen, and I realized this car is so mint, it's got such low miles, why wasn't it CPO'd? And if you don't know what CPO'd is, that's certified pre-owned Porsche. I probably got that backwards. But typically when cars are in this shape and this condition, they're usually CPO'd, and this one wasn't, so I decided to do some research and I found out that Porsche CPOs cars that are all the way up to 13 years old, and they can have quite a few miles, but they do it based on the year and the condition. And then I realized that this car hits right at the 13-year mark. The car is mint minus the small little blemish on the bumper, and then the PPF is old and the brakes are about 50% or so. So I'm not sure if that's what stopped it from being CPO'd or not, but either way, this car is super duper mint. So we've already started to replace some PPF parts, which is awesome. We replaced the side part where the rocks hit on the quarter panels, which is pretty cool. And we also know that we have to replace some of the PPF in the front, but some of the things we're going to be doing to this car is going to be really cool. Now, if you think back about the other cars that we've purchased, like the NA1 NSX and the Mark IV Toyota Supra, when we sold those, we almost sold them for double or triple the amount that we purchased them for. And the reason why is because one of my side hobbies is to not make money with cars, but to see what type of cars I could enjoy that are undervalued and that the market hasn't like overpriced them, and that I could buy, enjoy, and hopefully not lose any money. Now, I have lost some money in prior transactions like the Honda S800 and the Mercedes-AMG GTS. I lost a few $1,000s on that one, but this car, in my opinion, is only going to go up in value. And the reason why I say that is because more and more people are starting to see that the naturally aspirated 99.1, 911S, and GTS are just fantastic cars. Now, I think that the manuals are already starting to see a huge curve up in valuation. And the crazy thing is that I almost bought a manual one for $70,000, but the guy, one guy was ahead of me, and that's okay because I've always wanted to experience the PDK. I never have, and I'm glad I am because it's an amazing transmission. But if you want to pick up a 911S like this, you better do it now because they're only going to go up in value over time. And you could find these in all types of prices. I saw one with 100,000 miles and it was selling for like $58,000, $59,000. And of course, you know, everything from that starting point all the way to lower mileage ones, you're going to see them go up a little bit, but they're pretty much going to stop around the $75,000 to $80,000 range. 80 being like super rare, and really honestly, you're not going to find an $80,000 911S, not quite yet. So you can still pick these up in the middle to low 70s, and depending on the miles, you can even get them in the 60s. So that's how much we paid for our car. Let us know what you think. Again, in today's world, it was really hard to find a car with this pedigree, the way it looks, everything for this price range, and I'm super happy. So let me know what you think.